Welcome to the Bad Nurse Files. So tonight, we need to talk about something that slipped under the radar for most people, and they just came out with it today in the CDC's weekly report. So, California had a child test positive for bird flu, and this is the kicker though. They still don't know where this child got it from. So this happened in December 2024. So they went through this whole contact tracing investigation and they documented more than 70 contacts. Actually, it was 84 possible contacts and 67 close contacts. But here's the problem. So out of all these people, there was only a handful tested. 11 people had swabs taken, 9 had blood samples, and that's it. And the rest, either not interviewed, not tested, or just written off. So all of the tests that were done did come back negative, but we're talking about a child with no clear exposure in a state that now has multiple animal detections of the same virus. This doesn't add up for me. And I'm sure it doesn't add up for you either. So now let's look at what else is happening in California right now. So bird flu isn't just in wild birds anymore. I don't know if you knew this, but it has transferred to mammals and cows specifically. We're seeing it in sea animals. We're seeing it in different mammals, foxes, everything. So dairy cows have now been confirmed in California again. And it was also detected in a turkey farm in South Dakota. So Thanksgiving is going to be a little expensive, so prepare yourself. And it's just wild to me. It gets more interesting with this case of this pediatric patient. So they were tested with a certain clade or a genotype, which is the 2.3.4.4b. This is the same clade that India has been sounding the alarm for a few weeks now because foxes are mutating this and it's adapting better to people. And not to mention, this has also been confirmed in pelicans and seagulls in South Africa that were found dead. South Africa hasn't had a mass death of birds since 2022. So think about that, right? So the same genetic lineage is showing up in kids in California and in cows, because they've seen it here in cows, mutating in India and in South Africa in pelicans and seagulls. So this isn't isolated. Like, this is a global trend and a global threat. Now, I'm not saying the pandemic is going to happen like tomorrow, but this is what worries me, right? Like, a child is infected with no known source, but this isn't the only patient that has had an exposure that they don't know where it came from. According to the CDC, we have 3 unknown exposures that we don't know of. I don't know if this child is part of the 3, but I know in February, we had 3 asymptomatic veterinarians that they don't know where they got it from. They didn't have any symptoms, but they had positive antibodies. And what worries me as well is an investigation where less than 20 people were tested out of the 70 contacts, not even interviewed. So I think there were 7 at home, in his class as well, like classes. So I think there were like 50 people there. And in I believe it was in the actual poultry farm as well, where they got the chicken from. Because how it happened is that their parent went to a poultry farm, got a chicken, cooked it, whatever, and then they ate it, but no one else was sick. So another thing that's worrying me too is that India is openly warning us about mammalian adaptation, and we're not even blinking an eye. And that the same viral clade embedded in wildlife halfway across the world is here. It's been here, and nothing is being wrong. You know what I mean? So if we're trying to miss early signs, this is exactly what we're doing. We're literally missing the signs by undertesting, by normalizing animal outbreaks, and by treating global signals as background noise. Does that sound familiar? So what should be happening is simple. Like every single close contact of that pediatric patient should be tested, not just once, but multiple times. And serology should be repeated. Animal outbreaks shouldn't be just logged in and forgotten. And international data, like what India is warning about, shouldn't be incorporated into, like, it should be incorporated into our response, but we don't have a response right now because we're not even monitoring it here. So if this virus keeps evolving like it is, and it's under the radar like it is, by the time that we notice what's going on, it's going to be too late. And that's undeniable. And it's happened before. So I don't know why it's being ignored now, you know? So that's tonight's rant. So California's mystery case is still unsolved. We got cow and turkey detections just in time for respiratory season, like I've been saying. And the global trail of the clade 2.3.4.4b is on the loose. So pay attention to that name because you're probably going to hear a lot of it. But as always, I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to fearmonger you. I'm here to help you connect the dots with me because nobody seems to want to do that. So, as I always say, friends, ask the questions with me, connect the dots with me, and let's solve this puzzle together before we're blindsided one more time. All to say in the know.